But then Tess put her foot through the door, and it just all went wrong.
Oh no, it all went wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, oh, hi, everyone. How's it going? What's wrong, Tess?
I was just remembering when you started off talking about me stealing Watson. And that, like... It was so funny.
Good times.
Good times. Anyways.
That's what we do. That's how we roll.
Downhill.
Downhill.
Fast. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our humble abode.
Commode? No.
We're not there yet. Not that far gone.
Yet.
Pretty close.
There's always a sliver of hope. Shining bright.
Oh, yeah?
From the ashes, a new beginning. See?
The X-Men have a lot of ashes because there's a lot of new beginnings. Like, good Lord.
Good Lord.
I didn't know Stephanie Phillips was writing this book.
Well, Rachel, you beat me. I've been up since 6:30 for no reason. So I hope you can stay awake, but if not, I won't be upset. I'll understand. Philip's going to be furious, though.
The rage. The rage.
I do that often. I'm just like, I'm filled with rage right now. Can't you tell?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm filled with rage.
So much anger.
Yeah. Arg. Arg. Arg.
Now you're pirate anger.
I'm trying, Rachel. Sorry.
Doing my best.
I start turning green. You like the whole fist now a little.
Oh, man. Yeah, Logan used to have some of those.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
It'll be so fun. You could cosplay as the Hulk.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think I'm quite that big.
Be the incredulous bulk.
Oh, yeah?
Or I'd be the credible Hulk. I'll cite my sources.
You sir? Why does it keep turning up? You need to put that down.
Tess over there getting turned up. I know it's be that kind of party.
That's a wrong. That's after dark. That's not. That's not after.
Turns it down.
Turns it down. Yeah. No.
Which is this Friday.
That's right. After dark is this Friday.
Hey, it is. Yeah.
Yay! We're gonna talk about books after the darkness.
We will. That I should actually go pull the that trade.
The darkness.
The darkness. This is what we're talking about. It's after dark.
Believe in a thing called love.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's a different darkness.
What do you do in your after dark show? We only talk about books with the word dark in them.
Yes.
A lot of Batman.
A lot of Batman.
A lot of ducks that go.
Yep.
My
flapping the
God, why
night.
does it keep turning up?
Yeah, that is weird.
That is so weird. I'm not touching it.
Huh. Your fruit product is possessed.
Speaking of fruit products.
Oh yeah. We can take Apple Pay now.
What?
We got a new machine.
I got browbeat. Into buying the new machine. Tommy threw the old machine on the floor and he goes, "It just quit working."
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
We got to get a new machine. Wow. That divot in the floor. No wonder we need a new machine. I didn't know this concrete could crack.
When I called about power went out the other night, then the machine went crazy. And when I called our merchant services, they were like, "Oh, we don't even carry that machine anymore." They were like, "That brand doesn't exist." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Cute.
It was time for new machine.
I don't know what y'all talking about. Had an old register, crank the handle. It's fine.
Oh my God.
That was one of the first missions that I took on when I started work. Well, it was the second mission because the first one was to try to clean the back room because, my God. Anyway, to try and get Frank to switch over to a point of sale system, which took a couple years of badgering and being annoying. So, any day now, I'll find some new thing to badger and be annoying about.
I think the new credit card machine should last me at least 6 months.
I That seems like a lot
Sure.
to ask.
I didn't say I wasn't asking. I didn't say you was going to do it.
What's that? That's January. Oh yeah, I wasn't planning to badger you about new stuff until like February, so that works out great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's a good
saying.
point.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Oh man.
I don't fear change, Rachel. I fear spending money.
So true.
I like change because when you accumulate it, it turns into dollars.
Yes, there's a difference. Like, I like change. I like doing things for change. It's just giving up the dollar to do the change sometimes. Especially when something works perfectly fine.
But it stopped working fine this week.
For a few
I
minutes.
mean, they fixed it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But now we can take Apple Pay
And I still allowed it to happen.
and
So
tap
get off
cards.
my back.
Tap cards.
Tap card.
Yeah, I'm excited to have new technology. I made a lot of jokes when people be like, put their phones over it. I'm like, I'm sorry, our technology is ancient. We have squirrels that run the numbers to the bank, and they would be like, what? I'm like, never
Yeah, so what are they going to do now? You just put a whole family of squirrels out of a job.
mind. That's
Oh
nuts.
no.
Poor squirrel family. They're going to be sitting out on the front with their little can.
Well, I can tell you where they are. They are on Phoebe's front porch, tearing apart pine cones. Literally, there was a pile of pine cones
Well, it's
there,
nice that you took them there.
where
so
a
they
squirrel is now like making a pile of. I don't know what they're doing, but
They're doing something.
yeah, Phoebe was very excited to have squirrel friends.
Oh.
Sure.
At the camp, we've had an issue of squirrels stealing the kids' snacks. The squirrels have been breaking into the kids' lunch boxes.
Wow, so they're
Yeah.
smart. They're super
They're
squirrels.
super squirrels.
Wow, I wouldn't mess with them.
I wouldn't either.
Poor squirrels. Who knew they wanted Twinkies?
Right?
I knew.
Well, look at a squirrel.
Sure. All right. Are you done with your credit card machine conversation now?
I guess. Can't say for sure. I'm really excited about
All right,
it.
we'll come back to the credit card machine because we'll talk about after dark, your credit card machine some more, some other stuff. I'm sure
I'm sure.
we've got lots of stuff.
Yeah.
We just got to remember what it is. 'Cause I didn't bring a list this week, so
Well,
No itinerary?
we did successfully record our first podcast.
Yeah, we
that
did.
will come out in September.
yeah, that was a
Saturday.
thing.
We recorded a couple things on Saturday, and then came up with some new ideas.
Yeah, I'm excited for some of the after dark shows.
Yeah, me too.
The after dark shows are gonna be fun. One of them's gonna get kind of
I'm so excited.
We might argue about stuff. See what happens.
yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. That one's gonna be good. I'm really looking forward to Tessa's contribution to that too,
Yeah, me too.
because I really kind of want to know what your opinion is on some things.
I have a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
We can even talk about the whole whatever.
Oh no.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Gregory and Chick-fil-A.
He doesn't eat there anymore.
He doesn't eat there any less either.
I love that.
Oh my
I'm just saying.
god. Wow.
All right, books.
Okay,
Let's talk
books.
All right. First up, From the Ashes, A New Beginning, Phoenix.
Now,
Number one.
of all of the X-Men books that are coming from the ashes, this one makes the most sense. Just saying.
Rise up.
So I've decided, I haven't read it yet, but I've decided I'm going to read this. The Marvel stuff came in late, is because it's Stephanie Phillips.
Yeah.
So I will actually read this.
And it is an interesting exploration of Jean, like, kind of becoming one with the Phoenix. Like, she's, so far in this issue, she's definitely in control of everything. And she's decided that she is going to spend some time out in deep space trying to help other people. There's some
Nova's in here.
Nova
That's
is in
what I'm
here.
excited about.
Yeah, Richie
Nova.
Ryder's in here. I was
Holy
like,
crap.
whoa, what?
Well, I think that's the other reason. Like, not only is Stephanie Phillips writing it, like
Yeah.
this takes place in outer space.
Yeah, it's outer space. Nova's in it. There's a prison about to be sucked into a black hole.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
And There's also an interesting in Marvel's Cosmic. There is a group that's basically a giant church, and they're basically like, you will join us or die. That is the whole vibe. So it's kind of like an existential exploration of religious stuff, and then the Phoenix Force sort of superimposed on top of that. Anyway. They're asking some weird questions that I don't normally see in an X-Men comic. So,
well, that's odd.
Yeah. The first issue is solid. It was really solid.
Well,
I'm excited to see what comes next. There was a bunch of really good books that came out this week that took me totally by surprise.
I mean, it is Stephanie Phillips, so
yeah. See, I didn't even look at who was writing it. I just
Stephanie Phillips is writing it. So
I was like,
so yay. You mean like this one?
Yeah, this was honestly for me. This was the biggest surprise of the week.
Biker Mice from Mars, #1.
Yep. This is based on a toy line and cartoon from the 90s that I never watched.
And video game.
Oh, was it?
I
don't even.
There was a video game.
It was a video game. Yeah. Well, I did not know what to expect. I went into it with zero expectations, and they are bikers who are mice who live on Mars.
Tells you everything in the
really, it's very clear.
Look, and they even say their catchphrase, Biker Mice from Mars.
Wow.
So they did a very good job of setting up. We get to know the three main characters. We get hints at their personality. We get to see like what's going on with their families and their home life. And then we get to see this this worldwide threat. Like there's another alien race that's coming in and trying to mess up their home. And they're like sort of guerrilla warfaring it against the bad guys. But there's a military force being gathered. Anyway, there's a lot of moving parts, but they do a good job of setting it all up and making it feel like a comic that could have come out in the late 80s. Like, and for those of us who are like, okay, I read a lot of comics in the late 80s. I thought it was cool. That I got a book that felt like a throwback, but still felt like it was modern. I don't know. It's hard to describe what's going on with this book.
It's got an EC ad on the back,
which
we'll talk about later.
We'll talk about that later. So excited.
I don't think Tommy read this one.
I read the first few pages. I never was into Witchblade when it came out originally. I read a little bit of it.
Spoiler.
And I was like,
hey, it's Witchblade #1.
I did watch the TV show.
So, and it's also written by Marguerite Bennett.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Oh, so it's probably really well written.
It is very well written.
So
this is not a continuation from the original Image Witchblade. This is a complete reboot. And they do it's kind of a thicker book too, actually.
Yeah, he's
there's a bunch of in the back they do a whole bunch of pretty pictures and like how they came up, extra stuff. Because it's actually like kind of a new costume and everything for her, new origin. It's kind of the same as the old, but they introduced like everyone that you kind of knew from the Witchblade universe, like right off the beginning. And the Witchblade works a little different than in the first one. So I'm actually looking forward to it. It's really good. It's basically the whole first issue is the setup about the Witchblade hunting down her to become Witchblade. So
it's pretty.
It is pretty. I didn't even see who was actually drawing it. Giuseppe Cafaro. Phew.
Anyway, it looked good.
Yep, it was done. It was well done. I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed the original Witchblade, so I like the reboot.
So this is my pick of the week. I wanted something grim and gritty.
Yep.
So I went with Powerpuff Girls.
Week is Powerpuff Girls #1, which I will go ahead and tell you it is written by Kelly Thompson, which if most people don't know, I love Kelly Thompson. And then I will not butcher her name.
You can if you want. I won't stop.
But the artist is, I never say it correctly. It's Paulina. It's Paulina. Canucci? Yeah, something like that. And so it's them. So the creative team on this book is actually excellent. And I will say, that the Paulina is going to actually be at Velocity on Saturday signing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So 1 to 3. So if you want to get your
cool.
Powerpuff Girls signed, you can go to Velocity downtown, park downtown, from 1 to 3. But she will be there, so that's kind of cool.
That is very cool.
I may fight my way down there just because, not necessarily Powerpuff Girls, but I have quite a few other things that Paulina's done that I kind of want to get signed. She did the. It was kind of like the Sailor Moon book.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the graphic novel that came.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Crystal something.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So anyway, Powerpuff Girls #1 comes out this week.
If you're a fan of the cartoon, which I love the cartoon, this is 100% an episode of Powerpuff Girls. The art feels like the cartoon. The characters are all written exactly the way they're supposed to be. The villain of the first story. If you're a fan of Powerpuff Girls, you're going to open it on the first page, and you're going to be like, "Oh, I know what's going on." But it's super fun.
Him's in here. There's a him story.
I was trying not to say.
Oh no! Why?
Anyway, it's super cute. He uses an adorable robot to trick the girls into finding new destinies as a bunny, a luchador, and a private detective.
That tracks.
I'm sure if you're familiar with the characters, you can figure out which one is which.
That's interesting that they didn't start with. I mean, it's nice that they didn't start with a Mojo Jojo thing.
He's issue 2.
Yeah, but still, it's good they didn't start with that.
Yeah, the most evil plot I've ever seen was him throws a birthday party and gives all the children candy. And everybody's like, wait, this doesn't seem evil. He's like, yes, but everyone will get cavities. He's the most evil.
Him's a great character.
He is.
Him is a very, very great character.
Okay. Phoebe needs a Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. But don't we all? Don't we all need a Powerpuff Girls?
It's so cute.
We have a Tessa Boo. So
we do. The day is saved.
All thanks to Tessa Boo. And her noodle arms.
See, my kids were the right age when this came out. When Logan was really little, and he loved Powerpuff Girls because they had Timico X.
I still have all my Powerpuff Girls stuff.
We used to watch it on DVD.
DVD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still have all my I still like in my office. I still have the from the Warner Brothers store. For anyone who remembers, remembers that there used to be a Warner Brothers store years ago. Yep, years ago, even here in Richmond. So I got the Powerpuff Girl, like it was the doll, not the dolls, but the squishy, fluffy, whatever.
Yeah.
No, and I think I even had Knotters. I did Powerpuff Girl Knotters.
That makes sense.
All right, next up is mine and Jacqueline's pick of the week.
They're sharing,
but I think it's kind of everyone's pick. It's like Tess's pick of the week too.
I think it's everybody's.
I think
it's so good.
We just beat Tess to it.
Yeah.
So it's a graphic novel youth group. It's by Jordan Morris and Bowen McCurdy. And mainly I was going to pick it anyway because of Bowen McCurdy, who's the artist on this. So the whole premise of this is actually there are youth groups at church that fight demons.
Yeah. Now I'm a person that has very conflicted feelings about my years in youth groups.
Yeah.
So same. I went into this like, I don't know, but man, they do such a good job of making everyone relatable.
But to be fair, this youth group is also the same way who has very misgivings about the youth groups.
Yeah.
And the different types of youth groups and what it means to be a part of a youth group.
Yeah.
And which youth group?
Yeah. Yeah. There's multiple youth groups from various religions, and they all have different ideas about how to fight the evil.
Right. I think one of my favorite lines. So I read a lot of books with witches in it or Wiccans in it. And there's a youth group in here from a Wiccan group. And basically they're like, well, you do the evil magic. And they're like, well, we don't really look as energy as good or bad.
Yeah,
it's just energy. But if you save people with it, isn't it good? And I was like, wow, like it's just such a simple concept that I just can't get people to understand.
Yeah, it's so good. And the fun part for me is that the youth group that's the main youth group very much feels like one that I would have belonged to.
Same.
It's the evangelical Christian youth
Oh
group.
yeah,
The
and then-
songs.
the pastor.
Yes, the pastor and the songs. Oh my God.
The pastor was.
Yeah.
I will say that I thought they did a good job of giving you a pastor that I kind of remember.
Yep.
Like
Same.
that, but they also went. I think they went out of the way to show that he, as a person, he was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
It was just how he was handled in the church.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they went out of their way to show his interaction with his kids
Mm-hmm.
and the interaction with his kids. He was a good person.
Yeah.
There's
very wholesome.
Yeah.
But his view of religion
yes
is very narrow. And she's like,
I will keep showing this.
Yeah.
This
character's like, hey, should we call other youth groups? Like, there's this Catholic church down the street. And he's like, no, because these reasons. And she's like, well, there's the Jewish group at the synagogue. And he's like, no, because these reasons. And it's like, man, this sounds so familiar.
Right.
Like, I never had to fight a demon, but boy.
Yeah. they were like, I'm not going to do that because they won't fight on the Sabbath.
Yeah, like the
Just for
reasons are all so flimsy.
Yeah, it was all handled very, like, obviously Jordan Morse, who's the writer, he's been through this.
Yeah,
like if you read his notes, he's been through youth groups, so he pulled from his experience. There's no, and you can tell there's experience in here, and it takes place in the 90s.
Yeah. So
yeah, your whole first line is the 90s. Which year? Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh.
And all of the songs they sing at church are Christian. Like, if Weird Al was an evangelical Christian, of popular songs,
Yeah.
which feel like I remember that.
Yep.
It's so perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. But yes,
Oh
this
my
was great.
Yeah,
Very much so.
Yeah. I'm really glad that it came in like last Wednesday or something, and Jacqueline's like, this is my pick next week. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I was like, youth group. I was like, oh no. And she's like, no, really. I guess she read the she got like an advanced copy. He got an advanced copy and she read it.
She was mad because she didn't get an advanced copy. I got an advanced copy.
But man, yeah, I'm really glad that she and I talked about it last week because I don't know that I would have read it otherwise.
Yeah. And just so you know, regardless, if I hadn't read it, I would still probably been my pick of the week just because of Bowen McCurdy.
That's fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like to support certain people, and she's one of them. So yes, good times. And that's really all the books that we got. There was tons of stuff though. Nightwing came out, Wonder Woman came out, Superman came out, Titans came out.
Yeah.
Spider-Man came out. Like, there's all kind of stuff this week.
Like,
the reason we just didn't really talk about it because Nightwing was part 3 of 5 to finish it up.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was part 5,
like 5 of 6.
5 or 6.
Yeah. Like nothing wrapped up. And like Wonder Woman, they're interrupting the story to do this Absolute Power event.
Yeah.
And the main story was fine. The backup though, Trinity has Damien and John take her to a Black Canary concert, which is just Taylor Swift. It's a Taylor Swift concert.
You know, which I found, I read it. I found it interesting because I was like, no one has actually touched on Black Canary being a singer in years.
A while, yeah.
Like, most people probably forgot that Black Canary was actually a singer. Yeah.
I forgot.
Like, that's kind of where she was years ago. Like, she was always doing a concert or something. Like, that's how she came about. It was like they just forget. It was pretty funny. I'm like, good old Tom.
And then there's a couple
Tom
other
King.
things like Lawful from Boom. Second issue of that came out and was really good. The new Destro, which I think was number 3, two or
Destro
3.
number 2.
Destro number 2 was really good. But again, it's like none of these things were like the beginning or end of the story arc. So
yeah.
And there were a lot of number
Thundercats
ones.
came out this week.
Oh yeah, new Thundercats, which
Yeah.
is like kind of a solo Panthro story. Like last issue was mostly Chitara. And this issue is like 90% Panthro, and Snarf's in it. And Snarf's not annoying at all.
Yeah, Snarf hadn't been annoying at all.
I know,
in
it's
this
so
series.
confusing.
Yeah.
I remember being annoyed by him as a kid.
Yeah, well, he was annoying as a kid, so they decided not to do that. They decided not to do that to us because
it's like with the Masters of the Universe, Orko.
Yes.
When I was a kid, he was annoying.
Yeah.
And in the new stuff, he was awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. It's kind of like, if anyone remembers the live action Scooby-Doo when we made Scrappy Doo the villain, that was the annoyance of those characters.
The weird little sidekicks were always terrible.
Yeah, they were annoying.
Everybody was like, okay, Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch, that's the archetype for all sidekicks from now on.
Yeah, it was awful. But yeah, they're doing a good job with all those characters and actually making them mean something.
Yeah.
So there's something else too.
There was a bunch of stuff.
But it was
the first issue
of Man's Best.
Oh, right. Issue 5 of Man's Best, which
we wrap up. So.
Oh my God. Yeah. It was also, it ends up in a much more positive and hopeful place than I thought it was going to end up. Of course, it's, 2 dogs and a cat who are the main characters. So I was really glad it ended up the way it did. There's some stuff that happens in this issue that is really upsetting, but it ends up being okay.
Oh, I don't know if you saw, they're actually reprinting We 3.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
If you want to cry about animals, We 3.
It ends
That
up
sounds great.
It ends up positive. It
does.
ends up positive.
It does.
I want a copy of both.
We 3 is a book that you will be brokenhearted and cry all the way through, but
it does have an
we
uplifting
get to a
message at the end.
get to a point where there is hope at the end, and I love that book.
Yeah, it was very. I haven't read it in years, but it was very good.
I was supposed to bring you a book, wasn't I? Wasn't there a book I was going to bring you?
If only you had.
You were going to bring me the sculptor, but
that's
I
what it was. Oh,
so
I don't have to bring it to you
don't
anymore.
have to bring it to me.
I think it's in a stack.
I've given away so many copies of the sculptor,
Mhm.
and the copy I have now, Phoebe got me. It's signed by
Oh
Scott
my
McCloud, so I
God.
can't give that one away.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
was.
no, of course
Yeah, because
not.
I was telling her about it. I guess it was Sunday we were talking about it. So I went home and actually pulled. It might have been last week. I went home and pulled the copy, and I think I just forgot to bring it to you.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
I have
we
the-
got some in the store like a day later.
Okay, because I have copies of the original version and then the
Yeah.
new oversized version, which
Yeah.
here I think we have the oversized version.
Yeah,
Not the smaller.
when I met my favorite rapper, I gave him a copy.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, when I'm having writer's block and having issues, this is what I go to.
Yeah, you're going to really like the
It's
sculptor.
so good.
Mhm.
Like, really like.
I know. I flipped through and I was like, oh God, this is
'Cause I
going to
did-
change my life.
Yeah, because I did. I gave her a copy of of Scott McCloud's
Oh, Understanding Comics.
Understanding Comics.
Something everyone in the world should read.
So she has a copy now.
Yep.
Well, I have a copy here.
Well, you have a copy here. Yeah. Well, I told you to pick it up and read it.
Yes.
Please don't buy it. No.
Yes, Understanding Comics. It will really, especially if you're a person that like the format of comics is a little harder to digest, because I know I know some people who are like that. Understanding Comics really breaks down why the format works and how it should work, and it's basically a blueprint for how to create comics and how to read comics.
Well, I was trying to give her stuff because of the book next year that's coming.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah. So, and he's just actually drawing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure maybe he might be helping, but I don't know.
I don't care. I'm really excited.
And once again, that's I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Excited for a book that's going to come out the 2 weeks before Free Comic Book Day, I think.
Man,
Yeah.
It's a long time.
It is a long time, but I'm already excited for it. I'm always excited for Scott.
Yeah.
So, anyway, all right.
EC.
EC.
Let's talk
Go
about
ahead.
EC Comics. Saturday, August 10th.
Woo.
We're going to be celebrating the rebirth of EC Comics. The first issue of the new EC comes out actually next Wednesday. And it's
You need to add that to our calendar too.
oh yes. All right. Anyway, we're gonna have basically the president of Oni Press is gonna be here, Hunter Goranson, and we're gonna have Torma, who is kind of their guy that liaises, I guess, with guys like us. So they're gonna be here. We're gonna be talking about it and celebrating, and we're going to have a lot of copies on hand. The book looks amazing. I cannot wait to get it in my hand so I can read the whole thing. I've seen a lot of preview pages, but I haven't seen an entire story yet. So anyway, I'm super hyped for that.
That's cool.
So we'll have 2 different EC books out for the launch event. Because we got one, like I said, one next week, and then 1 2 weeks after that. So that will be exciting for a lot of us.
And then this Friday we have an After Dark coming up. So it'll be Friday live at 9:30.
We're going to be Zooming this one
on this YouTube's. Yep, we will. Yep. We will be live, but we will not be in the same room. We'll be Zooming, so we'll all be coming from our own caves.
Yep.
I've now added mood lighting to my office that Tommy saw.
Yeah.
I put a new light in the room, so it's way brighter. But if you flip the switch twice, it has a night light.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I was like, I've got tired of working in there and not being able to see.
So true.
Because I started working in there more often since we started doing stuff, and I'm like,
yeah, that's fair.
Like everything else works fine, my eyes not so much.
I'll probably once again set up in front of a Lego thing.
So that will be Friday at 9:30. We will go live, and this time we're talking about mainstream books.
Mature reader mainstream books, Marvel, DC, Distillery.
I'm sure Tess has got a few things that she'll want to talk about.
I'll have to look.
If not, we'll force her to talk about it.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? I've never read it. We don't care.
I've decided that the way we're going to start this episode is the way that Alias starts.
How does Alias start?
I can't say. We're not on After Dark yet.
Oh, no.
You know it. You know how it starts.
Oh, no.
The comic.
Yeah, not the show.
Not the show, the comic.
I mean, the show starts very similarly, but
it does
the
actually.
Comic is...
yeah.
I can't wait.
I will do my best, Rachel.
So we'll do that. I've got to go pull some stuff, some Batman stuff. I'll pull the Alias because I have the hardcover.
Yeah, I got to find my copy. I don't know if it's at Phoebe's or.
So I'll have copies of kind of everything we're talking about. I won't say everything that we're going to talk about, but I'll have
spoilers.
Yeah. Spoilers. You like the things on the back of a car?
That's where if you're, don't have a table to sit at, so you have a place to eat your lunch.
Oh.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, so if we put a spoiler in the back of your car, you could sit out in the parking lot and eat your lunch on the back of your car.
That would be so
have
great.
Like a little tray.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. There's nothing better than eating lunch outside in 100-degree weather.
Yes.
It's the best.
It's all I've ever wanted.
When this goes off the air, I'm going to have to tell you what one of my favorite TikToks is right now.
Okay.
I don't really want to say it here. It's probably okay, but I don't want
to
say it
here.
Oh, no.
It might be okay, but it might be. If it was After Dark, I'd say it. No problem.
Gotcha.
Because it has to do with cars.
Okay.
I'm sure you probably see it. All right, so what else we got? We got After Dark this Friday. We got EC coming up. We've started planning for Fall Festival on September 28th.
I'm so excited.
We have plenty of concerts coming up.
Yeah, got lots of concerts that we'll be going to. Trying to think what else is going on. Like, I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, I do too, but I'm not sure.
I feel like we're missing something. Then, like Tommy said, we've started filming our stuff. We do have an episode of After Dark that will be recorded, but it ties into to a different show, so we kind of pre-recorded it. So we kind of
basically we had an episode of Cancel My Box that lends itself to talking about some more mature stuff. So right after we filmed that episode, we filmed the episode of After Dark that accompanies it. So they'll kind of run back to back.
So just so you know, the recorded one will be test free.
Yeah.
So that is there is
we filmed that Saturday afternoon, so Tess was not able to be there.
Here.
Yep. So all that's begun. We were getting all that done. We've come up some really good I think we've come up with some really good shows.
Yeah, I'm very excited about what we're doing.
We need everyone to show up to the one on November 15th. Everyone needs to show up to November 15th.
Should we just say what that one is so that everyone? Okay.
So our November the 15th show is going to be creator versus creation, which is basically, can you separate a person's work from the person when certain things in that person's life goes sideways, or they choose it to go sideways?
Yeah.
Like, let's be fair, but that is going to be the conversation on November the 15th, and we're going to hit everything. We're going to hit comics, we're going to hit music, we're going to hit books, shows,
actors,
everything. So
because I know
we think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
That one might need to be like 2 hours long.
It'll be live.
It'll be live. So we don't. I'm not putting time limits on these other shows.
Yeah.
Like it may be a 2 hour. We may go from.
I would love that.
Yeah, our the first
may have to take a nap that day.
The first chance of my box was right at an hour, and then the After Dark
was pretty much 50 minutes.
About 50 minutes, yeah. And we didn't time them. We just talked until we were done talking.
Yep. So I'm kind of looking at all these other shows that we need to get our information in and whatever it is. So that After Dark may go forever.
Yeah.
Because that one's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
There's going to be.
We all have a lot of opinions.
There's going to be, and we would love to hear your opinions too. Like, definitely need to come. That one, everyone needs to show up and have their opinions, because I think we're going to promote that one pretty heavily.
Yes.
Audience participation will be a must on that one, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting the first time one of us looks at the other one and go, "You're wrong."
Yep. I'm so excited.
Of all of the things we've got planned, the one that we could possibly argue the most about, this is it.
Yep.
You know, we may have to get back together for that one.
Yeah, maybe.
In person?
We may have to do it.
I need to look you in the eyes.
We may have to
while I argue my point.
We may have to figure out the camera microphone issue by the November one and do that one back together again, because that one may be a while, and interaction in person may be a lot more fun.
Yes. Permission to smack you if you're wrong.
Yeah, sure. I have. You know what? We should. I have a ton. I'll just give us each a Nerf sword.
I forgot about all the Nerf weapons.
Yeah, I have every Nerf sword ever made in my garage.
This is perfect.
Yeah. Yep. So
you're wrong.
Oh my god, the dogs would be so upset. We started bonking each other.
Yeah.
I mean, Watson would just be confused.
Yeah, he'd just be confused.
Lena would be like, "Oh, time to play."
Actually, we do. I guess it was After Dark. Watson was in most of After Dark.
Yeah, at some point he decided, you know what? I need to be on the sofa with you. Can you scoot over, please?
So Watson wasn't a lot of After Dark.
Good.
So yeah, that worked out. Pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for that show.
Yeah, me too.
Man, they had something else planned, but it got bumped.
Yeah, because this was like we had come up with a ton of ideas through the end of the year, and even a little bit into next year. And then in between filming the two things Saturday, Phillip was like, "What about this?" And I was like, "Oh." So we bumped a thing that we had barely started planning it, so it was fine.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing may have been bumped anyway because it requires someone else's participation.
Yeah, and we haven't asked him about it yet.
So it was going to be recorded anyway. Yeah. So, but this going back live.
Yeah.
The one we bumped may end up just being an anthology.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I guess it's kind of After Dark, but
yeah,
it's not. It's kind of mainstream now too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right?
Just do it. Yeah.
Of course, the person may not be mainstream, so it may go back to After Dark.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking. I think what we're talking about isn't going to be so mature as the way we talk about it.
And yeah, so I'll say that about like this After Dark for this Friday and the one for next month. It's going to be topic and it's mature.
Yeah.
Especially the one.
Yeah.
But like some of them, like the one that we did, the one we filmed, it's the topic that we had to talk about, not necessarily not necessarily anything else.
We need to be able to say some things that might cause some pearls to be clutched.
So what's your pick of the week, Tess? Youth group?
No, I was probably gonna pick Just Like Mona Lisa.
What's that?
Look at
It's
this.
a mango.
It's a mango.
Well, come around, Tess, and show everyone. Here.
Yeah. No.
Nope, you're coming.
No.
Come on. Yep. Come on.
I can stand.
No, come
I
sit.
prefer to stand. What if I just didn't?
Fine. Be that way.
It's a universe where people like choose their gender once they reach a certain age, and the main character hasn't chosen or doesn't want to choose. And it's the whole thing. Like, it's just very good. It's just very good. You should totally read it.
Yeah, I meant to read it before this, but
it's
it's
all black and white except for like a little bit of blue.
It's got spot color in it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's
really
really
interesting,
cool.
and it's
I like
all the
spot
same
color.
blue. It's a really pretty blue,
It's real pretty.
and some of it is like there's a page where like there's a butterfly,
Yes.
and there's a tiny amount of blue on the butterfly, and that's all the blue
and
on
that's
the page.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's really
I flipped through it.
pretty.
It's very pretty.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, I might try to read it tomorrow.
Kind of matches your hair.
It kind of does.
So there you go. Well, there you go.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I read another manga this
The
week.
weird one.
Yeah, I read it's Throw Away the Suit Together.
I read half of it
It's-
and gave up.
It's like it's very cute.
The other one is what I'm looking forward to. Eater.
Yeah, the horror one.
I'm so excited.
It's about these two girls, and I think Tess and I were talking about this earlier. I think if I understood more about Japanese culture around school and work, this might make more sense. Like they're in university and they're going on job interviews and they're not getting any bites on their job interviews, and they're like, let's just say screw it and go live at the beach and not have jobs.
Yeah.
Why don't
And then we should also get married.
Yeah.
Like, what?
well, I mean, simpler times.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's very cute, and they make a new
An
friend.
accurate lesbian relationship, but
Yeah. You know what? They're like, oh, we can't find a job.
Work.
Rent a
Let's
U-Haul?
take the motorcycle and
But it's very sweet. There's barely any plot. It's just really cute interactions between these two girls who are clearly in love with each other.
Mhm.
So anyway, if you want something that's sort of light and fluffy and kind of fun,
That's it.
like there's not a lot to it.
Well, there. I mean, that's also nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I read it the other night at home, and I got about halfway through it, and I was like, none of this seems to be going anywhere. And then I was like, you know what though? I don't care.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's just like it's a nice, soft read that
Doesn't mean
there's
anything.
it's not low stakes, it's no stakes.
It's literally no stakes.
Well,
Yeah.
I have that conversation with people all the time when they're talking about like, what do you want to read and read this? And they're like, and they ask me, I'm like, well, like at night, most of the stuff I read is all ages.
Yeah.
And they look at me weird. I'm like, well, like, I don't want to get into anything deep right before I go to bed. Like,
Mm-mm.
life's already hard enough. Like,
Yeah.
I need investigators, right? Like, I need something stupid.
I had one of
Like, I
our
don't-
one of our subscribers was in yesterday, and she only gets a couple of books.
Right.
And one of them is World Tree. And she starts describing the plot of World Tree to me. And I'm just like, that's not for me right now. And she was like, but it's really good. And I'm like, I believe you.
Yeah.
I 100% believe
World
it's really
Tree's
good.
great. Yeah.
But the world is dark enough.
Yeah.
I want something light and fun
But
and
like-
kind of silly.
But like right before I go to bed, though, like anything heavy, like I
Yeah.
just can't. Like I just don't want to deal with it because it's not the last thing that I need my brain to be thinking about before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Man, I think
Like I always like all my stuff before I go is usually almost always all ages, or if it's a comic,
Mhm.
like I know, like the last thing I read the other night was the new Nightwing book,
yeah.
and as right now things aren't going very well for Dick in this book,
Yeah.
but the hopefulness still in that
Yeah.
book is still so phenomenal in the Nightwing book. Like it is still like one of the best superhero books out there.
I think Tom Taylor gets the father-son relationship with Bruce and Dick better than almost anyone who's ever written a book.
Yeah, the ending of that
Yes,
book.
exactly. Yes. I love seeing Bruce Wayne as a loving father.
Yeah, it's
like it doesn't happen that often.
No, but you see that a lot throughout the Nightwing series, and Nightwing's on the run. He's been framed, and just the conversation that Bruce has or Batman has with other people about Nightwing, like goes to show you that, like he's cared.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's been my best Batman. Like my favorite Batman has been in the Nightwing book.
My only hope, like this is his last story arc. I want him to move over to the Batman book because I would read Batman.
Yeah, like I feel like this is where Batman was supposed to go. Like I read Batman for years and years, and never missed anything. And then when he became a superhero per se, that's kind of when I started losing track of it, and like the whole. But like this in Nightwing, it is dead on.
All right. Well, on the hopefulness of Nightwing, I believe we have.
Hey, like we actually made it to the 46-minute mark. Look at us go.
Look at us. Yeah, look at us.
So cool.
All right, then.
Who would have thought?
Well, everyone, please come join us on Friday for After Dark.
Yes.
And we will continue some conversation over there.
Yippee!
You are still awake.
Hey, Rachel made it. Woohoo! All right, everybody. Once again, thanks for joining us. Please join us Friday for After Dark. If you missed it and you're not watching this till after that, we do them every month. Just follow along. So thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. As always, if you have questions, let us know. Bye.
Bye.
They changed the end stream button.
What?
Did they?
Yes.
It's a
Don't
personal
cross 'em.
offense.